Hello, I am the cartoonist M. Rashid. Uh, this cartoon represents um, me putting myself in the shoes of my ideological foe, the white racist, the white racist figure, and it's pushing back on like the mythology that he likes to create about who I am and his relationship to me and his historical retcon trying to justify why he's actually the good guy of the story and that nonsense, strip away all the foolishness and the teleplay of his rhetoric, and you always corner him being brutally honest from a way that shows a certain amount of barbarian savagery, materialistic. It all comes down to raw selfishness. You know, the evil, is the for love of money. Greed comes down to where his position is. He refuses to share wealth, land, and rule with the former slave class, with me. That's been all the moves that he's made in the last 400 years. He just doesn't want to. He likes being there. He is risk adverse in the extreme to anything that looks like I might be so close to him in competition that the balance of power will flip and he'll find himself the bottom cast. So all his moves are not only to hoard everything that's good just for himself, but to keep that dynamic from flipping. If he plays the game fairly and with a righteous heart, chances are that's exactly what would happen. Realistically, despite the talk of the peons on 4chan and stuff, where they're like, you've never done nothing again, because they're true believers in the white supremacist rhetoric. They believe the mythology that he created to justify his evil. Because they believe it, you can't. They're stupid. But when you know what you know, then to be fair, you watch the slaves when they were freed, they went from slave to congressman while you watched during those 8 years of Reconstruction. They were about their business, and that was what the fear of what that looked like is what created domestic terror as we know it. And I'm not going to be his slave. If you let this continue, he's going to rule over all of us. That's what he feared. That's real. That's how he thinks. So the monopoly and the adverse competition and the continuous cheating that represented by redlining and the running your freeways through my business districts and sabotaging my progress at literally every single stage, that's fear-based selfishness. That's how he works. So this particular cartoon is him just basically like, why would I do the right thing when I don't want that? I don't want to like look up at you as the president or the king or whatever. I don't want to go back to that. That's what he lived in previous ages. And he's not trying to see me back on top and he has to do what I say. He does not want that. That's why he acts the way he acts. That's the uphill battle struggle that we have to deal with in order to get what we are rightfully owed. Is that one is a monster. He doesn't want to do the right thing. And in order to justify that space, he went so far as to get rid of his religion and attack religion just so you can stop guilt tripping them from that angle, which is what he went through during the slavery era. You guilt trip them as an abolitionist from the hypocrisy of what his religion said. So he's like, well, this time I'm gonna remove that piece and chill out on Epstein Island with, guilt-free. That's the new era's strategy. He's going to remove every single barrier for him being able to be who he is. That's the nature of the fight that we have to deal with that one. And his honest space. Peace.